There are a few pieces of gadgets that would make even the biggest tech fan stop and think. There are a lot of questions to answers that were never asked, and they're all over the pieces of gold that shine. Let's look at 10 crazy gadgets that you can buy on Amazon and online. Number 10. Sonox Sleep Robot. If you have trouble falling asleep every night, you might find it helpful to have a robot next to your bed that can help you relax and drift off to sleep. Sonox looks like a big peanut, and before bed, you're supposed to spoon it while it moves very slightly to make it seem like it's breathing. The inside also has a speaker that can play songs. It can talk to your phone, which it links to via Bluetooth, and it can be set up from your phone. People who say they made it say that it uses methods that have been shown to be good at easing stress and helping people get a good night's sleep. If you want to sleep with this robotic body with no arms or legs, it'll cost you $600, but you can have it if you want. Number 9. Digitsole. What would you do with a charged insole that not only keeps your feet warm, but also keeps track of how many steps you take? After pairing your device with Digitsole through Bluetooth, you can use an app for Android and iOS to change how hot or cold your feet are, separately if necessary. The insoles will also keep track of how many steps you take and give you a rough idea of how many calories you've burned. The first thing that caught our attention about Digitsole was that it's a Kickstarter effort in which it asked for a total of $40,000 in funding, which was a success. With Insoles for Bikers, a French company recently brought artificial intelligence all the way down to your feet. These insoles keep track of your cadence, power gain and loss, height and speed so that they can give you individualized training advice. Number 8. Revolve Folding Wheel. When you're moving, it's helpful to have the original wheel, but what do you do when you stop and want to put it away? We have a lot of folding bikes, but the wheels are a problem because they don't fold up so that the bike is easier to carry. The answer is in the works of Andrea Mosellen, a German fashion designer. The Revolve wheel is a 26-inch diameter spoked wheel that can be folded down to take up about 60% less space. In addition, it has a handle that makes it easy to take. Even though Revolve wheels could be used for wheelchairs and other things that roll, they've not yet been put on the market and made for sale. Number 7. Belty. Imagine a controlled belt that adjusts to your body when you sit down and that gets stronger as your stomach gets bigger when you eat too much. The French company Amiota was able to reach that goal, but that wasn't the end of the story because the first Belty could also measure your exercise level and waistline. A sensor and an accelerometer were also there, in addition to the tiny motors. Even though it was expensive and had the latest technology, this belt did not set the world on fire. The notch technology in regular belts is already pretty good at telling you when you're getting too fat, but Amiota went back to the drawing board to figure out how they could make this feature even better. Number 6. Lavbot Litter Box. Lavbot is a robotic litter box that cleans itself, checks on the cat's health, and restocks the litter. The goal of technology is to make our lives better, and one way it does this is by freeing us from having to do things that we don't like. In this case, your job is to clean up the mess your cat made in the litter box. That's right, the Persong Lavbot can clean itself and put more litter in the litter box when it runs out. It can even send a message to the partner app on your phone to let you know when Tigger needs to go to the toilet. Cleaning the litter box is probably the most annoying thing about having a cat in the house, so this is a great idea. However, it is huge and looks like a photocopier. It probably costs $379. Number 5. Sleep IQ K2 Kids Bed. We were very happy with the Sleep Number Smart Bed for adults, but what about the bed for kids? The Sleep IQ K2 is a bed that tracks your child's sleep, has an adjustable nightlight that they can control with a remote, and lets you know when they get out of bed. It's possible that this is a really good idea. Getting your kids to sleep at the same time every night can feel like a never-ending battle. Any parent who doesn't get enough sleep will try to explain this to you as their head keeps falling back into their cup of coffee. The setup comes with a monster detector, an underbed light that turns on when kids get up for safety, and a prize system for sleeping through the night. The mattress and base together will cost you more than $1,000 though, because it works with an iOS app that handles the whole system. Number 4. Sony's Aibo. Aibo, Sony's robot dog, is awesome, no doubt about it. But after a week with Aibo, we still couldn't agree on whether it's crazy or clever. Aibo is definitely cute. She has a wide range of expressions and actions that make it very hard to say no to her. It also has artificial intelligence that's connected to the cloud. This lets it know up to 100 different people and remember how it interacted with each of them. The idea behind this is that you can enjoy the good things about having a dog without having to deal with the problems and smells. However, a lot of people will say that there's no substitute for man's best friend. To buy a Sony Aibo will set you back a horrifying $2,900. Number 3. Foldimate. Would you pay almost $1,000 to have a big machine fold your clothes, even though it's not something most of us look forward to doing? Shirts and pants can be folded into a neat stack using the Foldimate in about 10 to 15 seconds per item. Along with the high price, the problem is that you have to put each item by hand, and it can't handle things like sheets, trousers, or socks. Aside from that, it's 4 feet tall and stands out from the rest of its settings. Still, it might help some people. If you're one of those people, you should be on the lookout for it. Number 2. Oddball Drum Machine. The Oddball is full of sensors. It links to a smartphone app through Bluetooth and makes sounds based on the forces and collisions it feels. It works like a throwable drum machine that you can make beats by throwing a ball at the ground and against the wall. The sound gets louder the harder you throw the ball. You can set it up to make any sound you want, and by throwing it around, you can make music. You can even make things more complicated by handling a lot of oddballs at once. You might find an oddball on crowdfunding websites where the price is usually around $75, which is not unexpected. Number 1. Bionic Bird. For $120, you can buy a small bionic bird that you can control with your smartphone. The price of the bird is very low. It can fly like real birds because its body, tail, and wings are made of foam and carbon fiber. It does this by hitting its wings quickly. It also comes with a turbocharged egg that can charge it 10 times over the course of its life. It can be heard up to about 100 meters away, and as far as we can tell, it does draw real birds. It's a great way to hurt cats and people who bring the mail. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.